Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lokokoko28 and this is my first video. So to tell about myself, I am a Manchester United fan and I've followed this channel for like around 10-15 years now. So yeah, I've been a fan of Manchester United for a long time. So now since this is my first video, if anyone finds any faults with it or something irritating, I hope you can forgive me because yes, my first video and hopefully you can suggest me some upgrades which I can make on my next video. So today's match was Manchester United 2, 1 Brentford. So to give my opinion on it, let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the lineups. So in our lineup, of course, we have a injury crisis. So what did we find? We find Evans and Maguire in our center pairing. Of course, saying Maguire and Evans both as a centre backs will make any fan nervous. But to their credit, both Evans and Maguire played really well today. I don't think they made any glaring error, which Maguire is, related to very frequently. I think Maguire played really well and Evans played really well. Evans, in particular, has been really surprising for me as a signing because when he signed as a 35-year-old, everyone thought that he's going to be a flop or a squad player. But to his credit, I think he has played a very vital role in a few games that he has featured in. So I was pretty satisfied with the centre back pairing. The problem that I found with the lineup was Bruno playing right wing again. Bruno has been our best signing in the last 5 or 6 years. He is one of the world's best centre attacking midfielders. But for some reason, Erik Ten Hag likes to play him on the right wing and play Mount as a cam. I just don't understand why you would want to play Bruno as a right wing. I think there has only been one or two matches in which Bruno has played a good role when he's played as a right winger. Most of his good performances are obviously in the center from the cam. In this match as well, Bruno did not perform at all when he was playing right wing in the first half. It was only in the second half when Mount went to right wing and Bruno came back into the camp that Bruno started influencing the match again. So for me, Bruno cannot play right wing from now on. He has to play in the center. I understand there's been problems with the right wing, but now Anthony has come back. Pellistri is still there, and Ahmad Diallo might come back after the international break. But for me, Bruno has to stay at the camp, not on the right wing. So, as usual, Manchester United's formula this season, the first 20 minutes, we were phenomenal. Hoyland was pressing from the front. He won multiple throw-ins. He won multiple possessions back. He was threatening. He was holding the ball up. He was dribbling. He was passing. He was really well. Same with Rashford. Even for the first 20 minutes, he was threatening. He was dribbling. But it's always the same thing this season. First 20 minutes, we have all the possession, all the passing, but nothing happens from that. No goals, no proper chances, nothing. And then we concede. For the goal, I think it's not only Onana to blame. Casemiro played a blunder in it. Lindelof could have cleared it. And of course, Onana made a silly save. He kind of jumped over the ball and then tried to scoop it out, which is kind of weird because even during the halftime show, Peter Schmeichel was on the panel and he himself said that during saves like those, keepers are instructed to dive along the ground and then palm it out. But Onana instead jumped up and then tried to scoop it out, which is, of course, a bad technique and that resulted in the goal. Onana has been one of our worst players for the starting of the season. He has not saved that many goals, but to his credit, our defense hasn't been good at all. We have been missing Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, our whole starting lineup. So I cannot put the whole blame on Onana, but he has to take some blame for not being able to save a shot as easy as that. Then, as soon as we went behind the goal, the regular United formula started. We keep the ball, we try to attack, nothing happens. I just don't understand what is our strategy. Like what are we trying to do when we are attacking with the ball? We can take the ball from the keeper to defense to mid, but as soon as it reaches the final third, our players just seem out of ideas. They either try to pass the ball side to side or they try to throw in a blind cross. I just can't see them scoring regular goals this season. Last season, we had that chemistry. We had that extra energy, which would have led us to our goals. But this season, I just cannot see any chemistry in our team. The only chemistry is only within the first 20 minutes, and even after that, we just can see, and then we can't score any goals. I just don't see what is missing. I don't know if it's the tactics that Ten Hag is using or if it's the numerous injuries because we don't have a fully established left back. Maybe the left back not being there, Shaw not being there is affecting Marcus, and that's why he can't perform as well. So there is something missing in the team, whether it's injury or tactics. I hope it gets solved within the next month. Because if not, by December, we are still mid-table, then Erik Ten Hag could be in trouble. At halftime, I think Erik Ten Hag made some really good changes. He pushed Mount to the right wing and brought Bruno back into the camp. I think that was a really good substitution because Mount was running more and he can put in that right-sided cross. Plus, he was really good at tracking back and helping out Delo a couple of times. Plus, the big change which Erik Ten Hag did was sub off Casemiro and bring on Eriksen. I don't think Casemiro was that awful, but I can understand trying to search out Casemiro because he has not been up to form this season. A lot of his passes have been off. He seems a little bit behind his tackles, like he's just a split second slower in his tackles than usual. So I can see why Eriksen came on. And Eriksen, just like the last match in Galatasaray, he changed the game. He allows us to control the ball so well. I don't think Mount in that position can control the midfield as well as Eriksen, because Eriksen can spray passes to either of the flanks. He can play through the lines and he can play behind the defense as well. Eriksen is really good if our opponents are sitting back, just like they were in the Brentford game. They were five at the back, full team behind the ball, just trying to defend. After the first goal, they scored. Eriksen was really good substitution early as well at halftime. So I really enjoyed that substitution because as soon as he came on, we started attacking more. And then, surprisingly, Rashford was substituted at 62nd minute, which is very early for Rashford. In the last few games, Erik Ten Hag has substituted him at like 78th and 68th. So now it was even earlier at 63rd. You can see that as Erik Ten Hag's acknowledging that Rashford is not at his best, that he needs to find his form. And he brought on Garnacho, and then later on he brought on Martial as well. Garnacho was really good because he was trying extra hard to put a cross in, to go beyond his defender, to find a creative pass. There was one moment where Amrabat laid the ball off to him and Garnacho had a free shot, no defender near him, but he just skied it above the bar. So I think at that moment, he should have at least put it on the target. But overall, I was really happy with the substitution of Eriksen, Garnacho, and Martial coming on the field. But of course, the biggest substitution he made at the 87th minute was bringing on Mctominay for Amrabat. Amrabat, to his credit, I think he played well as a single holding midfielder. He didn't make us miss that Eriksen, that Casemiro factor that we usually have. But yeah, as soon as McTominay came on, there was that sudden spark of energy in the midfield and up front. The whole team, the whole stadium was trying to get something, to get that at least one goal, because I could feel it that they didn't want to lose the match. They weren't dropping their heads, but they couldn't find a key. They couldn't find a goal. that could bring them back into the game. That key proved to be McTominay. McTominay, to his credit, he is energetic, if nothing else. I'm not a big fan of McTominay. I think he's not technically up there to play in the United team as a starting 11, but he can definitely play a role off the bench because if anything, he can run around. I don't think he can pass well or shoot that well most of the times, but he can run and he brings energy. And at that moment, at the 90th minute, what we needed the most was energy. And that what he brought, and that gave us 2 goals. The first goal that got disallowed by Martial, I think for that, Martial shouldn't have touched it. He tried, he was offside, of course, he should have known. And he tried to do a back heel flip that bounced off a defender and went in. I think if he didn't touch it at that position, there could have been a goal earlier. He didn't have to touch it from an offside position. He should have known he was way offside. But to his credit, he was still influential. In the first actual McTominay goal that we scored, he was there causing trouble around the box. So McTominay's first goal, you could say it was lucky with the rebounds and stuff, that it just fell, that it just came onto him. He controlled it and then he shot. You could say that's a lucky break for him in a sense, but I think he did really well in controlling and then shooting. Because with his midfield partner in crime, Fred, if that was Fred, I'm pretty sure he would have shot off the target. But McTominay kept it low, kept it on target, scored a goal. And in the last minute, Harry Maguire with assist. I can't remember the last time Maguire won a meaningful header in the opponent's box. Maguire wins headers, but that doesn't result in anything. He either shoots it off the target or it just goes to the opponent. But this time he actually played a really good assist to McTominay. That header from Bruno's cross that Maguire played to McTominay was really good. That just allowed him to have an open header at goal. And then finally, we got the goal, which was so important for us because I can't think how toxic the club, the social media would have been if we had lost 7 games out of 11. I don't think in last 50 years we have a worse record if we would have lost this game. We still have the record of 6 losses out of 10, but I did not want it to become 7 out of 11. So this victory that we have over Brentford 2-1, I don't think we deserved it as a team. We were so bad during the whole game. We couldn't create chances. We were vulnerable at the back. Onana had to make 2 or 3 vital saves. Otherwise, they could have easily been losing 2-0, 3-0. We didn't create enough to win a match at Old Trafford, which is really concerning. Because most of our goals from last season came from Old Trafford. We were so bad away from home. But now, even our home form is looking very, very vulnerable. We need to fix something. We need that key extra spark. I think it's injuries which is keeping Manchester United in this bad form. I believe in Ten Hag that he can turn this around. I just hope that we have our injured players such as Wan-Bissaka, Reguilon or Shaw back as soon as possible because we are missing defenders, especially in the fullbacks. Because if Dalot also gets injured now, we will have no senior fullbacks at the team, which is a cause of concern. So yeah, that's my thoughts about this game. It's a victory we didn't deserve, but it's a victory we'll take. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If there's anything you would like to say about my views or you would like to comment yourself, please let me know in the comments below. If there's anything you would like me to add into the video, like change my lighting or my audio, please also let me know that. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.